now, you should be looking at the how to use your Blockit Planner page. So on one side, it's going to say getting started. On the other side, it's going to say daily do's, and you're going to see little samples of the planner pages themselves. And so now we're going to talk about that. So first of all, we've covered in the planner the key things that you really need to focus on every day. And if you're a free thinker, free spirit, all right, like me, every day, well, they kind of may run together. So I want you to know from the beginning that this is not a planner where it's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, crush it, crush it, crush it, crush it. No, 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 no. This is a tool to help you grow. This tool can be put down, it can be picked up, and it can be used one day. And if the next day, your next day, right, goes totally crazy and you never look at the planner, I want to tell you a little secret. The planner won't know. And so you can pick it up the day after, get back on track, and you're good. You're good. In fact, you're better than you were without the planner. So I want you to know that the planner is in your hands. You're not in its. And so let's get started. Now, the first thing you're going to notice is there is no date. It doesn't say Tuesday, Wednesday, it doesn't say 2022, 2023. You're going to put the date in. You're also going to see grow goals. And so we put a little link below to our podcast on grow goals, all right? But one of the things that we want you to know about grow goals is G-O, go, right? And then G, give. And then R, receive. And that O, outcomes. And that W, let's change the world. All right? Worldwide, or win the world, win the day. Win the day, win the world. All right, that's just a little bit. But we have a whole podcast on grow goals. And it's so exciting because these are not SMART goals. Because personally, I don't think goals are smart. I think the people that are behind the goals, they need to be smart. The truth is, all of us have challenges. And I have tried. I have looked at pages with, these guidelines for SMART goals, and I feel so dumb because I can't do a SMART goal. But I can sure do a grow goal. And so make sure you check out that podcast. I might even do a video on it. We'll see. The grow goal is not meant to structure your goals. It's meant to inspire you to reach them. So check out the podcast. Okay, so now when we look at the daily do's, what you're going to see here is you're going to see, first of all, the things you need to get done, all right? You've got your to-dos. And then you're going to see self-care learning, and you're going to see family and friends. Now, these are the main categories of living a really well thought out and fun life. And so what I want to bring home right here is the fact that daily do's are not separate tasks per se, like, I'm going to make my coffee, and then later on I'm going to read a book, or, I'm going to film this video. It's not like that. The thing about daily do's is that you want to actually create a mindset called task batching. In other words, you want to do tasks connected to the daily do's that connect with each other And you want to put all of those that are interconnected into a time slot. So the daily do's are interconnected. So let me give you an example of what I mean by that. So as part of my self-care and part of my health regime, every morning I put MCT oil, 1 tablespoon. I don't go overboard like, a lot of the recipes say, but I put 1 tablespoon in my milk that I'm frothing for my coffee. Now, that is batching. So first, I'm making a coffee, and then I'm putting the MCT oil into the milk, I'm frothing it, and I'm preparing the coffee. Because this part of my health can easily go with my coffee in the morning. So I'm connecting them. That is task batching. So when you're taking all your vitamins, I put them all together. I may not take them all at the same time. Sometimes I do just dump them all down. Sometimes I spread them out, all right? But I spread them out. So I'll connect them with different meals. I'll connect them with different things that I'm doing. I'm passing by, have a little bit of high-fat food here. Then I want to take a vitamin that does best when I'm taking high-fat foods. All right, so I make these connections. And I'm going to talk more about that in the future, especially in our calendar course, because I want to talk about how to create habits in a day, not 21 days, not like a lifetime, right? 40 days, 21 days. Oh my gosh, there is so much stuff going on about habits, but I can truly attest to and tell you, you can create a habit in a day. And I'm going to tell you how. But one of the secrets to that is exactly what I'm talking about, task batching. So you want to put emails together, you want to put text together, you want to put phone calls together, put all that together, give yourself a time slot and do it. You want to put things that have to do with cleaning together. We're going to talk more about that. Things that help you get organized, do it together. And when you do tasks like this, these are rote tasks, when you do them and lump them with other tasks, you will be shocked at how quickly you get through them. So that is the issue about the daily do's. So now we have what is called the projects. Well, actually, there's something in between, and that's correspondence. Now, one of the things I do talk about, and you want to read it, is that you really need to communicate. I'm a terrible communicator, especially with follow through. And one of the real tips that has helped me through the years, and especially most recently, is the tip that I really don't, if I overbook myself, I really do not have to do it all. I don't have to get it all done by the due date. I don't. Now I can try, and it may be very pressing, but the better thing to do is to shoot somebody a line and say, hey, I'm not done with this yet. Can I have another day? Hey, I'm kind of stuck here. Can you help me get unstuck so I can move this project forward? Hey, just a quick check-in. How's things going today? Don't write your entire life and backstory when you text. So I have friends that do that. And one time, and most recently, I'm with one of my oldest friends, and she has to text somebody because we want to invite her, we want to see if she'll come to one of our Shabbat dinners. And in between, we're working on a project. So I'd say, did you send the text yet? She goes, well, I started, and then we got busy doing this. And I said, yeah, I know. Are you done? And she says, no. And then I see her on the couch writing more, like 5 minutes. I'm like, what are you doing? I'm telling you, that text was like 500 words. And I said, are you asking her for an invite for Shabbat dinner, or are you giving her an entire backstory of why we want her to come for the dinner? Or are you giving her a backstory of what we're doing while you are needing to ask her. And she's like, oh God, I didn't notice I did that. I'm like, yeah, that's why it takes you 10 minutes to send a text. You have to give backstory. Don't give backstory. Just communicate what you need. When you have time to give backstory if you want, or you have time to chat with the person, you guys can catch up. My partner and I do this all the time. I mean, we text back and forth, and for the most part, it's pretty on point. It's just like boom, boom, boom. But when we get on our Zoom calls, we like go into details and we talk about situations and stories and all these cool things while we're having our meetings. So the thing is, there's always time, but when it's your time, you're texting, you're sending emails, you are making calls, get to the point and write short, S-H-O-R-T, emails, texts, and make short calls. If they have to be longer, schedule them. Otherwise, task batch, get it all done, and move on with life. Okay, I think that you're getting the point. All right. Now, the next part is your projects. This is a learning curve. And first of all, the reason it's a learning curve is because projects are big. It is very rare that a project, when you're creating a business, when you're writing a book, when you're developing a YouTube channel, when you're launching a podcast, or when you're creating a course, whether it's a mini course or a master's course, it's very rare that those projects are tiny. They're big. And big things, like a big lake or a big sea, loses little things. A little boat in a big sea is not so visible. And it takes a lot more time for a little boat to cross a big sea than a big boat that has been crossing the sea like a lot of times, right? So because of that, we are going to talk about how to look at a project, the biggest 5 moves, and then we're going to break them down into little tiny increments. And that's what's happening with your project section. You have 3 project possibilities, no more. If you have more projects than just 3, where are you going to put them? Back of the book. Until we chop off one, then you can add it. You know, you can kind of round robin these projects. Now, the thing we want you to know is what you're going to be putting on your project is the phase. The project itself, like Blockit, is one of our phases of a bigger project. And our bigger project is a master course that we're doing called Grow Forward. So Blockit is one of the projects, and there's several phases to Blockit. First, we have to create the planner. We don't have a product until we create it, right? There's several phases to creating the planner. So right now, let's just say we're in phase 1, create the planner. And that is what goes on, all right? Blockit creation, project 1. And so now we're going to talk about the 5 needle movers, the 5 things, not that we have to do on the broad scale, but the 5 little things we need to do to move forward so we can get to phase 2, which is developing the promotion and the mini course and the instructional videos for the planner itself. Okay, so we start with those tiny things. Now we help you because in the back of the planner we actually tell you what a lot of those tiny things that go in between phases are if you're actually building in one of the 4 corridors of influence, which is a book, a course, a podcast, or a video. So we show you what those guidelines are in the back of the book. Make sure you take advantage of that if and when you're developing those aspects of your influence platform. In the meantime, so one of the things that we have to do in the creation of the planner first is we have to write copy. So we have to write the copy. Then we have to think through the actual layout. So this is the first thing we want to do is write copy. And you can even break that down. So today I'm going to write the introduction. Then I'm going to write the instructions. And then I am going to work on the layout for the planner itself. And then I'm going to think about the ads or the things that I want to connect my subscribers to that I can actually promote within the planner to help them move their lives forward. So you think about that. You got to think about where you're going to put your email addresses and how they're going to join to your circle group or your Facebook group, or, these are all the things that you want to think about when you're creating the planner. So you write these little details down and you put 5 of them here. And then you move not the 5 per se, but you move create Blockit Planner. All right, first we got to write it. So we move that down or across, it's going to be on the opposite side, to the Blockit time space. Now, you can go in the time, you can actually go in sync, or you can fill everything in and then just block in when you're going to actually work on it, okay? So either way, but what you want to do is first, you want to put in what you're going to work on. What is the needle mover? So the project number is going to tell you the main heading of what you're working on. But you want to put in the specific needle mover, and then you're going to put the project number. So let's say it's going to be write copy, okay? And the project is going to be number 1. Okay, then you're going to see a larger space. It's called a session goal. And what that is I want you to write down exactly what you want to achieve in that 50-minute or time slot. So you're going to work on writing the copy, but what do you exactly want to achieve? So I want to achieve, all right, getting the introduction written. I want to achieve writing the instructions. Even though you might say, write instructions, I want you to put down what your goal will be for that 50-minute. And you can, of course, adjust the time. You can make it 90 minutes, you can make it 30 minutes. For example, if you're going to task batch, let's say you've got emails, you've got texts, you've got calls, your task batch, you have 50 minutes. What I don't want you to put down is, I want to get all these emails done. Okay, what you want to put down is, I really have to make sure that I'm in touch with Sarah. I'm in touch with about this. That's like my primary goal. If I achieve that, I've really, really made progress. And the next time you pick your time slots. Now, these are 50-minute time slots, or you can actually create the time slot that you want. Now, we don't recommend over 50 minutes because you do need to take a break, clear your head, unless you're a hyper-focused thinker like myself, and that's when you learn how to put your 50 minutes in. But if the project continues and you're focused on a thought, you're on a flow, don't break until the flow stops. So the flow may take you an hour and 15 minutes, then take a break. The flow may take you 40 minutes, take a break. Because if you're a hyper-focused thinker, your brain does take breaks, but it doesn't take a break until it gets out the entire thought that you're trying to convey. So, real important to know for hyper-focused thinkers. Most of you won't be like that. In fact, most of you will have the opposite problem. You get too distracted. And so that's why we wrote this planner. All right, so that is an overview, and of course, I want to point out that there's a box below. Now let me talk about that box. And if you will keep your Blockit Planner near you while you are doing your project task, then what is going to happen is you're going to get in, let's say 15 minutes into the task at hand, you're writing, you're focusing, you're thinking, you're researching, whatever you're doing. And all of a sudden you're going to think, coffee! And you're like, let me take a break. No, you're not moving from that place until you finish your 50 minutes. You are training yourself to focus. So your knee will start going crazy, you'll start getting edgy, you'll keep focusing though, and then you'll think, oh my gosh, what are we gonna serve for lunch today? And you'll wanna go and Google lunch recipes. No, that's what the box is for. Write down, I want coffee. Write down, what are we serving for lunch? Write down those random thoughts that want to get you off course. If you think, oh my God, I got to call Bill, write down, got to call Bill. If you think, God, my kitchen is a mess, write down, got to clean kitchen. All right, if you think that, if you think, oh my gosh, I got to get to the gym, write down, got to go to the gym. Whatever those thoughts are, write them down. Once you write them down, they leave your brain and it frees up the space that you need to keep on course, to keep thinking. All right? So that is really pretty much it for covering this, this kind of daily do's and the Blockit section of the planner. Now, I also suggest take time to read through the copy, because I add a lot in the copy that may resonate with you that I may not be sharing in the video. So take time to do it. And I tell you, once you get started, you are going to be shocked at how much you get done. You are going to be so happy to see your life literally become alive with accomplishment. And I want to see that for you. And so also, while we're at it, make sure we have a comment section below. Make sure you comment on the videos and anything you learned, any aha moments, and comment, and then we can send you back some kind of encouraging comment too. So, all right, we look forward to hearing from you. And until the next video, it's us signing out. Thanks so much. Bye-bye.